Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. McLean, and today we're going to talk about multiplication with arrays to help us multiply. So we're talking about multiplication. We are talking about groups of something, an amount of groups and an amount in each of those groups. So one thing we want to remember about multiplication is the commutative property. So if I take the factors 4 and 5 and I multiply them together and I get my product, I'm going to get the same answer or product if I switch those factors around to show 4 times 5. And it's going to give me the same product here. So I'm looking and I'm just use counters here. If you don't have these types of counters at home, you could use anything from small toys to dry beans, dry pasta, pennies, popcorn kernels, anything that you have at home that you could use as counters. So what I'm looking at is I have rows and I have columns, but we don't need to really worry about calling them rows and columns because what this first one up here tells me that it's 5 groups. So I have 5 groups. And this multiplication sign means groups of. So 5 groups of 4, meaning there are going to be 4 in each of those groups. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in each of my groups. So 5 groups of 4. One thing I want to do to help me stay organized is I could do it like this. I could count. I'm going to put another piece of paper up here. Move my camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I could make sure that I'm either one, I count these by ones. I could count them by the amount that are in each row. So I can say 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I could count them by ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth, all the way to 20. And if I'm counting by ones, I would recommend, especially in the beginning of multiplication, that you're keeping track of what you're doing. So I have 4, there's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And one thing I want you to be aware of, you want to make sure these are equal groups. So when I say there are 5 groups of 4, we want to make sure there's 5 groups that all have 4 in them. So we want to make sure they are equal groups. Okay, so just organizing them down here and counting, if you're counting by ones, helps you to stay organized. Okay, so if we have 5 groups of 4, 5 groups of 4 was 20. Now let's look at if we have the commutative property. So now we're saying there are 4 groups of, and I'm going to write groups of here just so that we remember what this is called, groups of. And so I have 4 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and within each group I have 5. So 4 groups of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll slide this up. I want to help myself stay organized. So I can count these by each group. If I'm skip counting, I can count them by ones, whichever is easiest for you and wherever you are in the multiplication process. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I'm staying organized, so I'm writing so I don't lose my place. 15, 20. So with my commutative property, 5 times 4 is 20, but also 4 times 5 is 20. So use your numbers if you're counting by ones to stay, or skip counting to stay organized. Or you can do it this way as well. But you want to make sure you're using these arrays and make sure they are equal groups. If this one was missing, this is not a multiplication problem because multiplication has equal groups. I hope using the array strategy helps you become the best mathematician possible. Have a great day.